Hi,
over
Jeff.
the line.
Hi, Jeff.
Monday,
Labor
Labor
Day.
Day.
You're laboring on Labor Day. Are you upset?
I don't think I've ever, when I was in radio, and this would probably be hard for a lot of people to believe, I don't think I ever worked a Labor Day.
Well,
Ever.
there's a first time for everything.
You ever did a Labor Day show?
All the time, buddy.
Really? Wow.
All the time.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, so I went on Facebook a second ago and talked trash about you. And it was awesome. You'll have to go back and watch and see all the funny things I said about you.
I saw that you were trying to get me on the deal and it wasn't working. So
we'll figure it out.
I said, all right, we'll just go back the other way because you can't figure it out.
Well,
so
it's technology. You know, this stuff is new to us.
I didn't have time to waste. It was already getting past 1 o'clock and I got things to do today. I can't be sitting on the internet.
So what are your plans for Labor Day?
I got to go on a boat.
Yeah. Are you going to recreate that video from Step Brothers, Boats and Hoes? Is that what you're doing?
No, it's going to be that boat thing with you, with your boss and Tracy Bird and Craig Morgan. Weren't they all on that boat, that song?
The Redneck Yacht Club?
Yeah, Redneck Yacht Club.
No. I thought your buddy John got his boat. He borrowed it from Jerry Jones.
Oh,
and you got the big yacht.
That's your buddy, John.
Why is he not your buddy?
And why are
both buddies?
And why aren't you getting him on, seeing he works for the Cowboys?
Because that would be inside information. It's like insider trading.
All right.
But if you were nicer, maybe you could get him on yourself.
I'd like to get to a point where StreamYard, maybe if I call them out, if they're listening.
I doubt they're listening.
Maybe it would be nice to where I could see people joining us immediately, you know.
Oh, got you.
Spencer, I see he commented, so
okay.
Way to go, Spencer. You're there. Awesome. Maybe Spencer, you know, he's like the internet king. He works for the Department of Justice, and he might even know why StreamYard won't let me do that. I don't know. We'll get him on it, though. If he can investigate all those shootings and everything for the state of Wisconsin, he should be able to do a little internet job for me and you, right?
Maybe.
Oh, he can't today. He said he's sailing out of Egg Harbor today. Isn't that interesting?
Why are so many people? Why are we the only people working on Labor Day?
I don't know, because you decided that you wanted to work.
Dude, we got to keep all of our loyal listeners and fans.
See, now I got the thing on here, and Travis Joseph Broussard.
That's my nephew, man. That's T-Rav.
He just joined.
My boy.
So there you go. So, all right.
Hey, you know what? So Travis, I was successfully able to convert him at an early age to being a Cowboys fan. So being a Cowboys fan in Louisiana is almost sacrilege, but he's fighting the good fight with me.
The only thing I don't know why.
Hello. Jeff, what are you doing? Did you break something again? I can't hear you. What happened? Maybe the internet's taking the day off. We did a little video last week about technical difficulties. And I don't hear you. I'm not sure what's going on. What'd you do? Maybe we're not going to have a show. Are you back?
Are you there?
Yeah, buddy, I was here. What happened to you?
I don't know.
Did the internet take a break? Did it take Labor Day off?
It might have. I'm not sure.
So you're going on a boat for Labor Day.
Right.
So this is going to be a short show?
Well, if we keep on talking about nothing, I guess it's going to be longer than what I wanted.
What time do you have to be on your boat?
For
your music video.
Already supposed to be there.
Why didn't you do it from the boat? Is that why you wanted me to go Facebook Live so you could be on the boat?
Exactly. And you never
Mm.
followed directions.
What directions was I supposed to follow?
I don't know. I'd like to be able to get you through my headphones, though. That would be really nice.
Because I sound better that way.
Yeah, I can hear you better.
So you know what I'm doing today for Labor Day? I lost you again, Jeff. Spencer, he is definitely sailing out of Egg Harbor. Definitely sailing out of Egg Harbor. I hope he's not wearing a thong because that would be scary. Are you going to wear a thong, Jeff? Who else? Who's going to be on this boat? I want to know who's going to be on the boat. You know, Jeff, what are you doing?
Fixing stuff.
Why'd you lock Bella out? When you sent me the text, there's all kind of noise, man. Is she in timeout?
She's in timeout.
Why would you put precious Bella in timeout?
Because she needed to be in timeout.
Why?
But she did.
Why are you being mean to your kid?
Are you there now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this thing.
We're doing it.
I'm going to have to do it without the headphones. All right.
Oh, okay.
So here we go.
So you're going on a boat for Labor Day. You know what I'm doing for Labor Day?
What are you doing for Labor
When
Day?
I'm done with this, I'm actually going to labor.
You're going to labor, really?
I'm going to cut the grass.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's getting kind of tall, man.
That's interesting.
And it makes it really bad when your neighbors on both sides of you cut your grass. It really makes yours look bad.
Wow.
So those suckers cut their grass. Now I got to cut mine. So when we're done with this, while you're on your boat having a party and whatever debauchery goes on out of the Egg Harbor Marina, I'm going to be cutting grass.
Well,
but then that's just the beginning.
Nice Dallas Star t-shirt.
Hey, we're going to get into some Cowboys talk. I can't wait because I need your input. That's one thing I was talking about when we tried to do the Facebook thing. Last night, the NFL Network had a special. Oh, my brother Todd's watching. Man, you want to talk about a Saints fan.
Do you have that attention deficit disorder? Because you can be talking about something and all of a sudden, whoa, look at that, Todd's watching.
Man, I can handle all kinds of different things. So on the NFL Network, they talked about the 60 greatest Dallas Cowboys players. And I'm all good with the current ones, but I need your help on the old ones. Like when y'all cheated against us when we played you in the Ice Bowl.
You can go
on. I need you to talk about how Dandy Don was awesome and Bob Hayes and all the guys.
Tells you all that. That's where I get my information about it.
Do where?
You got to go on YouTube and watch the videos.
No, but you watched it in black and white.
No, I didn't.
So I want you to talk about that.
I don't remember any of that.
So yes, I'm repping the Star today. And Todd, we're not talking about the Saints.
All right, let's get to the Cowboys right away, all right?
Wait, I got to finish what I'm going to do. Stop jumping around, Jeff.
I got to get somewhere.
Listen, this is important. If I don't say this, I'm going to be in big trouble.
All right.
Guess what it was yesterday, September 6th?
It was your wife's birthday.
My beautiful, lovely wife's birthday.
She is just the greatest. I don't know how she puts up with you, but we'll get into that maybe one day with her.
Yeah, so I'm going to cut the grass, and then I'm taking her out to a fancy dinner.
No way.
Yeah, we're going to Toots.
Yeah, I knew you were going to a fancy dinner.
I'm taking my lady to Toots. They're going to sing her happy birthday and give her some free ice cream. And it might even spring for the sprinkles.
Oh, look at you going all out.
I'm going all out, man. Hey, she only turns 33 once, man.
Well, now she's going to love you forever.
Of course.
That's awesome. Happy birthday, Maria.
Yeah, she's watching. No, she's not. She's actually, I don't know, napping. I'm not sure. She's getting ready for the big night tonight.
She's getting ready. She's got to rest up. Got to rest up.
Yeah, man. We're going downtown, buddy.
So are you ready now to start talking about your Cowboys? Because
Of course, I always love talking about my Cowboys, man. You
I
know
don't.
that.
Let's get to some of the news over the weekend.
Okay.
All right, Houston signed their quarterback. Where does that put your quarterback?
He's going to still play on his franchise tag. He'll be fine. Once he wins that Super Bowl, then they'll go ahead and lock him up. And
Okay.
don't you dare bring up any more Aaron Rodgers crap. I'm so
Well,
tired of hearing about that.
you know, so say I know that they kept that Kellen Moore to try and save the continuity of the offense. So that's why Mike McCarthy. But did you read one? I wish I remembered what the writer was from Dallas, but where they said that Mike McCarthy is like not doing, like he's walking around on eggshells around that Moore because he wants to input a little bit more and more and more. So as the season goes and McCarthy's not getting his way and not getting the plays in fast enough or what he wants, does he, now he's done this before, and you know that in Green Bay, does he take that whole system where he's calling the plays that Moore is, and all of a sudden he switches it and he's calling the plays? And then what does that do to the morale again of the Cowboys? Now that's a serious question. That's not joking around because it's happened before with McCarthy. So, but what does Jerry do? Does Jerry step in and then all of a sudden it all blows up and you're looking for a new coach next year?
I don't think we'll be looking for a coach next year.
Okay.
Last season, the first 3 games of the season, the Dallas Cowboys offense was absolutely electric. It
Right.
was fun to watch. I loved it. There was a lot of motion. And because of Kellen Moore's college experience, and even going back to high school, his dad was his high school coach. So
Right.
he's always been, and I hate to throw the term around players coach, it's been overused, but he did inject a certain energy into the Cowboys offense. And man, their offense for the last few years under old Clapper was very predictable. It was just hard to watch. So the first 3 games of last season,
Now wait,
albeit they were playing against teams with ultimately losing records.
didn't you just say you kind of talked out of both sides of your mouth there? You
Uh-oh.
said that it was fun to watch last year, and who was the head coach?
Okay. Jason Garrett.
Okay, so if it was fun to watch and they were flying all around the field, but now you're saying the second part of this is it was predictable, it was this, it was that. So how can you say that when you just got done saying that it was fun to watch in the beginning of the year?
So the first 3 games of the season, Kellen Moore was calling the plays,
Okay,
and it was exciting.
right.
For some reason, game 4 and 5, things went back to the predictable nature of what we had seen so many seasons before. Now, I don't know what happened. If Garrett felt that he needed to take the reins, something happened because that offense all of a sudden went from this high powered scoring offense first 3 games of the season. And they did ultimately end up with one of the better offenses in the NFL, although they ended up 8-8 and did not go to the playoffs. I think some kind of power struggle took place between Garrett and Kellen Moore. Now, getting back to McCarthy, McCarthy took his time off after he left or was ousted. Would you call it ousted out of Green Bay? Did you want him out there?
He was fired. I wanted him out. I mean, I
Okay.
was tired of his predictability,
All
like you
right.
talked about with Garrett.
And so McCarthy, it's well documented. He did some, I guess, took a step back and
Stupid stuff.
what?
He did stupid stuff.
On his year off or in Green Bay?
Well, when he was in Green Bay, he just went crazy.
So having stepped away from the game, I think it gave him a time and an opportunity to really embrace the new NFL and look at analytics. And he was kind of old school. So the time off he had, he was looking at different ways to operate under the new NFL. And it's, they have changed. It's not what it used to be. Quarterbacks are more mobile. There's more spread offense. What are you doing?
Well, this microphone, see, it's not working. I'm going to use it to fry something on.
I mean, I'm trying to make a point here,
Yeah, okay.
and like always, you're distracting me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Jeff. I understand. But getting back to what we were talking about, McCarthy and Kellen Moore, I think McCarthy is going to be ready to allow Kellen Moore to actually do his job and call plays. And if we can base, I don't really want to base Kellen Moore's offense on the rest of the season, although the majority of what it was, I judged 3 games, and it was great to watch. And then it never got back to that. I want to see more of what those 3 games were. And I did say that season, the first 3 games, I'm going to qualify the statement, under Garrett was fun to watch. Game 4 and 5, something happened, and they just weren't as explosive offensively. There wasn't as much motion pre-snap. There wasn't the read option stuff that they would see in the first 3 games. So I hope that they run more of that. And I think McCarthy's going to let the boy wonder, Kellen Moore, do his thing. Because he's got a newfound vigor. He got tired and bored in Green Bay. Hell, I'd get bored in Green Bay. There's nothing to do over there. Now he's in Dallas. Got Jerry. He's got that stadium. He's got the star. All these amazing facilities.
Got that wife from Green Bay.
So I think that the Kellen Moore offense will really see what it's all about. And we're going to be explosive, bro. Look at those receivers.
You're living in a dream world if you think McCarthy's going to sit back.
Oh, he will.
And not assert himself. McCarthy.
I mean, he is the head coach, but I think he's going to let guys do their jobs.
He's not a guy that lets everybody do their job. He's very strange when it comes to that stuff, because I think he thinks kind of like Mike Sherman when he was in Green Bay, that he always worried that somebody was going to take his job. And I bet you it's worse in Dallas now, that he's probably thinking the same thing.
Not yet. I'd give it a few seasons, but when they win that Super Bowl, I mean, think that winning solves a lot of problems, Jeff.
And your receiving crew, you're right. Cedric Wilson's probably going to be at least 1,000-yard receiver. And
so you had to bring up Cedric Wilson.
He's going to replace CD.
Oh, God.
Oh,
yeah, because you said last week that CD's going to go to jail under some domestic violence charge that you made up.
Just like that name, CD. That's kind of funny. They probably use it like Siri and Alexa is today. They probably go, "Hey, CD, play track 2. Hey, CD, play track 3.
Well, you should be happy that we took one of your receivers off your hands. We got Malik Turner.
Well, that's a good one.
You said that he was gonna. Oh, you were all excited. You posted on Over the Lines page when they signed the cast off from Seattle, Malik Turner. That we got this receiver. Oh, he's so great. Now we have him, and I hope he has 1,000 yards too.
And then what we find out though is Malik Turner didn't show up at practice. So
I wouldn't show up either. It was a high school gym where you guys practice.
So now you go down to Dallas because of his connection with Mike McCarthy and all that kind of stuff. It's just not, I think we wait 3 games and see what happens in Dallas. If they get off to a 3-0 start, then I'll start believing
I will say this, man. Having them gotten off to a 3-0 start last season, I need to see more. I'm not going to be celebrating and putting them in the Super Bowl if they win 3 games to start the season. I need to see more of it.
You will too. You'll be wrecking your furniture for a good way this time.
Nah, man, I got new furniture now. I can't wreck that stuff.
But you got great receivers, no doubt. I'll agree with you there. You got Cooper. That's going to be unstoppable. I still think Cooper comes to Green Bay though. I'm still believing that. Because wonder if Dak goes down.
Well, you already got your favorite quarterback, Andy Dalton, who's going to take over. So we're fine. You said Dalton was a better quarterback than Dak. So if Dak goes down, you'll be happy because you got Dalton. His name is Dalton.
And the thing is that Dalton is a better pro-style quarterback than what Dak is.
But we all know that the NFL is changing. Look at Lamar Jackson. Look at Deshaun Watson.
Did-
Look at
Have
Russell Wilson. Look at
have
Mahomes. They're no more. That's why your boy Aaron is a dinosaur.
have they won the Super Bowl though?
Who?
The Watson and Jackson.
Mahomes did, and
Mahomes did, but
Jackson.
I just asked you about Jackson and Watson. Have they won a Super Bowl?
Not yet.
Didn't
They're
Watson,
talented, man.
didn't Watson from over in Houston? Didn't he have like the biggest meltdown in a game last year?
I don't follow the Houston whatever
After
they
were
are.
up in the playoffs to and they were up like 24-0 in the first half and ended up losing in first quarter, I think, and ended up losing the game. So now, granted, Mahomes, I still think that Kansas City is the elite team in the AFC, and I think all of football. Actually, they got a great, Andy Reid's a great coach. Where did he come from? Andy Reid.
Okay.
Where's Dallas coach come from? Okay. So it's interesting how they got to pluck people away from this tiny little 104,000 people
high school team.
Yeah, and these are the guys that are going to lead your teams now, So the fact is, though, McCarthy, you will find out he is. I think it was not even a game. I mean, people can help me. People are Cowboy Packer fans. I don't even
no Packers fans are watching.
I don't think there was more. I don't think there was probably 2 games. He went with somebody else calling the plays, and he went, the heck with this. I'm calling the plays. And and you know what his reasoning was at that time for taking it back? If I'm going to get blamed for it, then I'm going to do it. And that's
what year was that, Jeff?
That was with Philbin, I believe.
Okay, Regis Philbin.
Yeah, Regis. Before he went down to Miami, and
the talk show host. Regis.
I mean, that's how that Philbin got that job in Miami. And so
you do know I said Regis Philbin, right? He's a talk show guy. He died.
But I decide, and you're laughing about that he died. That is so bad.
I'm laughing because I said Regis as a joke, and you went with it.
Because I'm not going with the joke, because for the simple fact is that here I am talking about McCarthy and how he's going to screw up the Cowboys, and you don't want to listen.
No.
And I'm talking about past experience.
No, what year did that happen with McCarthy? I'm trying to establish a timeline here and show the genesis that is the new Mike McCarthy.
But there's Tracy. That would be like saying that there's a new Tracy Broussard that's going to be drumming for Blake Shelton.
I recreate myself constantly, Jeff.
You're always going to.
You got to embrace change,
but you don't, and you know that.
No, you got to change with the times, man. It's a new NFL, man. We got the boy wonder Kellen Moore, and we got a new McCarthy. He's a leader, a game manager. He's going to lead our troops to victory.
You're going to love him with that game management. That's one thing you're going to love out of him.
Hey, I just want to see something different than Garrett mismanaging the clock at the end of halves.
Oh, you haven't seen anything. Wait till McCarthy is in there.
You remember when the Clapper iced his own kicker? That was great.
Do you remember when McCarthy was coaching against Seattle and Green Bay had the lead and he decided, well, okay, we have a lead. We're going to sit on the ball now. Yeah. And then what happens? We had heartbreak with Seattle, and Lord, let's not go back to the Dallas Cowboys heartbreak with Seattle, because Tony Romo cried on the field and
your boy Al Johnson consoled him.
And he did. I mean, he ran over there because Al's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
And Batty has now he's going to be your new center in Dallas.
You do know he's not starting.
Well, he's going to start eventually.
Okay.
He's going to be. I mean, this guy is.
Hey, man, don't go out on a limb there, Jeff. He's going to start eventually.
Going to start. It's going to be like the Al Johnson starting. It's going to take him a couple of games, and all of a sudden they're going to realize that the guy's a badass. Okay.
Like his last name.
Right. And he's going to need to be in. Okay. So you still now. This is the thing that I don't understand. Okay.
Okay, buddy.
They now agree with me. I'm hoping on this one because arguably, I can't even say the word.
Yeah, spit it out.
That's
easy for you to say.
They have the best offensive line probably in football.
Well, we did have some injuries, man. Lyle Collins is going to be out for the
Oh
first
yeah,
3 games. He's on IR. So,
but the backup is probably as good.
yeah. So the backup is Cam Irving, who was a former first-round draft pick from the
Exactly.
Browns. So,
Exactly. So why, with the best offensive line, hasn't the Cowboys put everything together? Like you said, they did for 3 or 4 games or 3 games, and then 4 or 5 wasn't very good last year.
right.
Why, with a great offensive line, you should be able to, number one, run the ball. That
Have
should,
to run the ball. You got the highest paid running back there. He should be running all over the place.
if you can run the ball, that means it opens up all the passing game.
Yes, sir. That's football 101, my friend.
So tell me why it took another coach now that supposedly is going to take them to the promised land.
We talked about it last week. The message got stale with Garrett. And then, like I said, it's kind of been swept under the rug. And I haven't seen any news about this, but this is just my observation from it. That here is the Cowboys offense looking like the most exciting thing we've seen. And then they get neutered. And
Right.
it wasn't even after, I think the Saints game was maybe game 4 or 5. It was a low scoring game. But even in the plays that were being called, none of that pre-snap stuff was happening. And I'm like, oh God, we're going back to what we were before. And so my hope is that McCarthy embraces, after his time away and embracing the quote unquote look of the new NFL quarterback. It might be something it'll change. It might, okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around, but Andy Reid, yes, he's from the Packers tree and he was at Philly. What happened at Philly? The message got stale. Left that, went to KC. Then all of a sudden he's got this quarterback in Mahomes and Andy Reid looks like he's a genius. The same thing's going to happen with Dallas. It's going to be Kansas City and Dallas in the Super Bowl, and we're going to be talking about how McCarthy and Reid reinvented their coaching style to embrace the new NFL quarterback. Bam.
So that's your pick.
Yes, sir. And look, John Scott, our buddy, he's saying loves the show.
Hey, John, good to see you. You're wrong.
Hey, that's cool. We'll remember what this is, and we'll go back and we'll check it out.
Because I think Kansas City gets beat
by who?
The Titans.
Oh man, the Titans did get Jadeveon Clowney. Woo!
So
my question with the Titans, and I don't follow the Titans that much, although they're in my town.
The Dallas Cowboys. Look at you don't have another team on your wall except the Dallas Cowboys. You know, there's more than the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL. I hate to tell you that.
I know, but I'm loyal. Teresa Haas says hello.
How you doing, Teresa?
I'm loyal, Jeff. Yeah, so
that was still one of the best fun times we ever had with Tracy up at Fud Fest.
Fest. Is that when I got locked in the bathroom?
Yes, you got locked in the bathroom. So Fud Fest, that was a good time.
Oh, so just briefly on the Titans.
Yeah.
My question is the quarterback position. Tannehill, he made the most of it. He did fine, but I don't trust him. And that's about it.
You don't trust, and see, I don't trust Dak.
Dak.
I don't trust Dak to lead to the promised land because a very bad Green Bay Packer team came in and beat him a couple of years ago, and they should have never beat him. Aaron Rodgers beat him, no doubt.
Oh yeah,
with a great throw to Jared Cook. Yes,
but I'm gonna just go out, and I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. He's an amazing player. He did win that game, and it was his experience. And man, he broke our hearts twice. Not only with that pass of Jared Cook, but in the, of course, the catch no catch divisional round playoff game in Lambeau. Man, Aaron Rodgers was on one good leg, and he torched us. And I go back to this. I'm not going to say Dez caught it or Dez didn't. All I'm going to say is, even if it was a touchdown, there was plenty of time left, and I didn't have much confidence in what our secondary, was going to do against Aaron Rodgers, because he was torching us all day. And you want to talk about Garrett and mismanagement. That second half, we just crapped the bed in time management. And then DeMarco Murray has his hand off. He's going to hit his head on a goalpost in the third quarter and fumbles. So, as Cowboys fans, I don't go back to the Dez catch, no catch. I don't blame that at all. We had opportunities early in that game to win. So, why leave it to a call when you could have taken care of it in the game, not fumbling, getting that field goal before the half, not mismanaging the clock in this first half? So that's why I think McCarthy is just going to interject some life, Jeff. He's going to get a new lease on coaching. Coach of the year. Comeback coach of the year.
Now, this is the same McCarthy that was so relaxed, so calm. He was sitting in his barn looking at what he did wrong, what he did.
Yeah, he
did right.
You do. You sit back and you reflect on life and you make it better.
Let's take a break from the barn and let's go watch my son in a basketball game and then get kicked out of a high school game sitting in the stands. That's the calm, collective Mike McCarthy you're talking about.
He's passionate.
Oh, he's passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till he's passionate when Kellen Moore's calling those plays and it's not the right one and he wanted something else, and all of a sudden, guess what? He is done. Kellen Moore is done. And you know
what? Boy Wonder's not going to – he's going to be the latest and greatest offensive genius.
Yeah, and he'll be somewhere else next year because he can't get along with Mike McCarthy.
Man, it's rainbows and butterflies out there.
All right.
We need somebody. Hey, I'm okay with fiery because all I saw from Garrett was his red hair and his clapping. Now, we do know behind the scenes he liked to curse a lot.
He liked to curse a lot.
Maybe he should have done more cursing on the field.
His favorite word was the F word.
Man, don't say it out loud, dude.
I mean, he went crazy with that word.
I know.
I mean, and that is out in Dallas. That's Dallas, the America's team.
Hey, you know what? Jeff, you do know that I don't subscribe to the America's team moniker. Because guess what? Nobody voted on that.
All right,
that was cool in the 70s, but
talk more about, now, what you got anything more? I mean, you got the best running back.
Yeah.
Maybe in the NFL, at least the highest paid running back in the NFL. So you got great receivers we talked about. We got a quarterback that with good receivers and a running back should be elite this year with a great offensive mind like Mike McCarthy.
Like Kellen Moore.
Yeah. All right. So offensive line we talked about. Let's go to that defensive side.
Ooh.
I heard over the weekend that they're not even going to talk to Earl Thomas. They're going to
they've moved on.
Maybe Demarius Randall.
Well, they signed Brandon Carr, who's kind of a retread. Hey, at least he was from the Ravens, but he's not Earl Thomas. Brandon Carr is on the practice squad. And you know who alerted me to that? My boy Travis, my cousin, my nephew. Why do I call him cousin? He's my nephew. Look, there he is. See? Dallas players didn't respect Clapper anymore. He couldn't even get a high five from them coming off the field. See? My nephew.
Because he wasn't high-fiving people because of the early virus last year.
Oh, my God.
I mean, come on, Tracy. He was way ahead of the game. He's the Clapper. He knew about the virus way before it happened.
I wish he could have applied that prognostication to offense and defense in football.
Let's go to this defense, though. Demarius Randall. Some people over the weekend, some writers from Dallas said that that's the person they should go after. Do you realize – I would like you to look up Demarius Randall while you're sitting there on your computer and not paying attention to what I'm saying.
Well, I'm taking a nap. What?
Because Demarius Randall left Green Bay because Mike McCarthy hated him. So why would Mike McCarthy want to bring him to Dallas?
He's just trying to be with trying to get people that he's familiar with and then subsequently let him go like, Clinton Dix.
And then here's the other thing. When does when does Mike McCarthy with the defense bring in his defensive coordinator from the Packers when he was here?
He's got a bunch of dudes that he's familiar with already.
All right.
He's got Nolan. He's got Tom Sula. They go way back.
They do. To San Francisco days, right?
Yeah. So he's going with some. I've always liked Nolan for some reason. There was a time when he was the head coach of the 49ers. He brought back wearing the suit on the sidelines and the black shoes. And that was so cool. And then the NFL's like, you can't do that. You have to wear the polos that we're trying to sell on TV. And speaking of polos, you got another over-the-line shirt.
They like that?
Who do I have to say now that paid for that?
Well, you already took care of it. Don't worry.
Oh, last week.
Yeah.
So mine's in the mail, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's in the mail.
I'll wait for it. I don't think Demarius Randall's going to Dallas. So you can just drop that. He's not going there.
There. Look at that.
Hi, Unc.
Kiki.
That's your friend, bro. That's your good family in Shreveport.
That's my favorite niece. She must be off on Labor Day.
Good for her.
I didn't think police officers could take off on Labor Day. I thought they should be working. We should have had her on the show then today talking about crawdaddies and frying them up and all that kind of stuff.
I'm going to leave that alone because we addressed that last week. Crawdaddies. So, Jeff, since we're talking about the Cowboys and, a lot of Cowboys fans.
I just want to know where you're going to go on the defense. That's all. Because that is going to be – Mike McCarthy's got to be sitting there going, boy, this is Green Bay all over. I got a great offense. I got a guy that I feel that can lead the team. And then go.
Wait, who you talking about is going to lead the team?
Well, he's banking on Dak, right?
Okay. So you admit it that McCarthy believes in Dak. I just wanted to.
I'm not saying he believes in him. I'm just saying that he's banking on him. Because
speaking of crawfishing, you're doing it right now, just to let you know.
Because Jerry told McCarthy, "Hey, we're going to pay him a lot of money, so yeah, you got to be settled with him." And McCarthy's going, "Okay, we'll see what happens, but just remember, they'll be ready to trade Aaron here in a little bit." And so that's what's going to happen. So you got defense. So McCarthy's sitting back going, this is Green Bay all over again. From the time I took over Green Bay, I never had a defense. Even when we won the Super Bowl, I didn't have a defense.
You just got to score more points, man. That's all.
Exactly. You got to go on the field thinking that you got to score 35 points to win. And that doesn't work, Tracy. You showed it last year. All those yards that
I know. Exactly.
So
first of all, our biggest concern defensively is the secondary. That's our biggest concern.
Where's now that Kiki's on here, where's the guy that you got from the Vikings? I haven't heard
Everson Griffin. See,
I haven't heard anything.
Model citizen.
Well, he should be. I mean,
and then we're gonna get your boy Randy Gregory back. He's gonna stay off the marijuana. It's gonna be great.
If you think Randy Gregory was only on marijuana, then, like I said, I got property, oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you because that guy was on more than just marijuana. I mean, come on.
It's legal, man. It's okay. It's a plant. Like my good friend Bo Tackett says, it's a flower.
It's a flower. Okay.
It's a flower. There's nothing wrong with
it. And like your buddy Rick says, they're not testing for it anymore anyway. So Randy Gregory, he's good to go. He's ready.
He's using it for medicinal purposes.
And now Spencer said he's trying to go back. I guess I got to send Spencer back on the video. And what I said was he believes in him because Jerry tells him to believe in Dak. That's what I was saying. And so he's got to go with it. At the end of the year, if they win the Super Bowl, I'll admit that Mike McCarthy believes in Dak, okay? But I think Dak played a game here, and he might not get paid like he thought he was going to get paid at the end of the year because he's taking a risk too. Yeah, he's going to make X number of dollars, but he's still taking a risk on this one.
I would consider this season for Dak a prove-it year.
Right.
So.
And I agree with that.
Yeah, so, hey, we agree.
So, defensive line.
Oh, I mean, I think our defensive line is going to be fine.
They're going to be
fine. We
got
Tank. We got Alden Smith.
Yep.
He may have cleared some stuff up. He may have his head right.
So
we're going to pressure the quarterback. But man, our secondary, safety, we're really weak at. Corner, we could be okay. Xavier Woods is out with a groin injury, but I'm pretty sure he's going to start against the Rams. So
okay, so let's go back to that defensive line. And you always say that I pick on the Cowboys and all that.
And you always bring up that stuff.
Aldon Smith, right?
Yeah.
Griffin and Randy Gregory. Right there, you got the best prison team ever. Right there. They lead the best prison team ever.
It's so funny to hear you say that, because when Dallas was winning all their Super Bowls in the 90s, they were saying they were a bunch of convicts. So you just dredge up old stuff.
They were convicts. What did Nate Newton, what happened to him after he got, what was going on with him in the old bales of marijuana?
He's a model citizen.
Michael Irvin in the hotel room with not his wife and some little pipe, whatever he was doing. I don't think he was smoking that regular tobacco that my
grandfather
smoked, that he got out of the can, Prince Albert, So there you go. And you got Griffith from Minnesota, that guy. What was he doing? He was exposing himself to somebody. I mean, come on.
He'll be fine. There's plenty of strip clubs in Dallas. So you talked about our defensive line. We're pretty solid there.
They're solid. Linebackers are solid, but Sean Lee's going to start on injured reserve.
Yeah, Sean, but he's one of those guys that he played all out. And I think now his body is kind of paying the price for it because he's injured a lot. Had we not gotten Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith, I would be really concerned. But I think that with that linebacking core, even having Sean out, I think we're going to be okay. Joe Thomas, we got him. So we got some good depth there. But like I said, man, cornerback, dude. I want to see Trayvon Diggs, man. I want him to have a solid rookie season. That could change some things for us.
So can Dallas stop Devontae Adams if you play Green Bay in the playoffs?
Yes.
They can.
Because you only have one threat. So all I'm going to do is double him and we'll be fine.
So you think that's all Green Bay has is one threat?
You're assuming that the Packers are going to make the playoffs.
Well, they're making the playoffs.
Hey, my nephew Travis said Brett Favre exposing himself too. Him and Chamorro, then when they have their little hot tub party.
But see, he wasn't at that party.
Because he was passed out on Vicodin and Bud Light.
He was not at that party. But see, that's why we sent Brett Favre off to the Jets, and then he went to the Vikings because that's where they exposed themselves. Those players all played with Minnesota at that time, so that's why he wanted to go there.
I think it's just New York. You remember Namath when he was on the sidelines?
Susie Cole.
I love you. I want to kiss you now.
I've seen you like that, so you should be picking on him like that.
You never have, Jeff.
But Brett Favre did expose himself, or allegedly. We still don't know if that was his.
I'm pretty sure he did.
That's just the only one that would really tell us would either be him or his wife, if that was his unit, right?
You said unit.
So there you go.
I guess you would know.
I don't understand just because I bring up that somebody from the Cowboys and right away we deflect and we go, oh, Brett Favre did it. So it's okay then. If Brett Favre did it, I'm going to watch Brett Favre do it. Brett Favre, he's out there playing. I'm going to watch Brett Favre.
Hey, Brett Favre is no Lynn Dickey. I'll tell you that.
Favre.
We're on a unit thing. Get it? Dickey and exposing yourself.
Brett Favre was lucky to have Mike Holmgren and the patience of Mike Holmgren.
So would you trade your rings for never having Brett Favre?
Personally, I would.
Are you kidding, Jeff?
I would trade one. I would trade that one ring.
All right. So you were talking. Okay, you're going to trade the ring.
I realize that Brett Favre is great in everybody's mind. I realize that. And I know he's played forever, and he's got all the records, and he's also got all the records for interceptions.
And he's also got all the records for,
it's longevity. You get records if you play long time. Okay.
Oh, all right.
So he's great. Yeah. Brett Favre, do you realize what Brett Favre's numbers would have been if he could have had 13, 14 seasons with Sterling Sharp? Then I would have sat there and said, okay, Brett Favre's great, because he would have had a legitimate guy that he could have went to all the time. Because Sterling Sharp, and this is a whole different subject, we're going to get on it one day, but Sterling Sharp should be in the Hall of Fame just on his stats alone. Just the stats. A 7-year period that he played is better than Jerry Rice. And he doesn't go to the Hall of Fame. And then people say, well, he only played 7 years. Doesn't make a difference. Gale Sayers only played 5 years. Where is he?
So whenever they open up the NFL shoulda, coulda, woulda Hall of Fame, I guess he's a first ballot, right?
I think he gets in somehow, some way. He gets in.
So Jeff, you would trade
Brett Favre. Super Bowl. I traded Super Bowl.
So I'm glad you're bringing this up, because you, along with a lot of Cowboys haters, bring up the Cowboys playoff drought. And yes, the last time we were in a Super Bowl was 1996, which was also the last time we not only appeared, but won an NFC championship.
You're going to bring up the 20-some years of the Packers not making the playoffs.
No. I'm going to try to, because I'm really sad now, because the Cowboys haven't had a lot of glory. So I want to know what a Packers fan like you thought about the 29-year drought between the Super Bowl II win and then your first Super Bowl 31 win in that span. What was it like during those dark times? Because from 73 to 91, you had 2 winning seasons, and one of which was the strike-shortened season. So what's it like to have 29 years of desperation? Because we've only experienced 24. So
we had Lynn Dickey.
Oh, that's right, because he won. Oh, yeah, they didn't win anything.
We had
Lynn Dickey,
who lit up the field.
He did, and it really showed in your playoff experience.
Did you ever see the Washington Redskins against the Packers on Monday Night Football? And that was the greatest offense, probably to play the game, when you had John Jefferson, Paul Kaufman, and you had James Lofton. I mean, and then you had Eddie Lee Ivory coming out of the backfield, and Lynn Dickey fired it.
And how'd that work out? So why didn't they win more?
But see, it's the same drought that you guys have, though. Like you said, people bring up, so what it feels like to be in that 20-some year where it's a drought. But the fact is, you all think that, the Brett Favre so-called lovers, because you're not a Brett Favre lover. I don't care what you say.
I love him, man.
And the thing is that Brett Favre was a good great quarterback. He had great arm. Did his arm know where everything was going like Aaron Rodgers? No, absolutely not. And anybody that can sit here and say, oh, he was as great as Aaron Rodgers is a goofball. I don't care what anybody says. And if you put Lynn Dickey behind some of the teams that Brett Favre had, his stats are pretty good, I guarantee you.
So now, when we can magically have Lynn Dickey play with the Packers in the 90s, we can have LeBron play against Jordan. Yeah.
And I guarantee you Jordan beats up on LeBron. And I guarantee you that I think you could have put in Mike Holmgren's system. This is just me. Now, there's a lot of Green Bay fans out here that'll, shoot me for what I'm saying. But I think you could put anybody in Mike Holmgren's offense and win. And you're telling me right now, as an avid watcher of NFL, you don't believe right now that in 1992, Mark Brunell, given the chance, couldn't play in Green Bay with Sterling Sharp and everybody that they had at that time in that offensive line. You're telling me that Brunell couldn't have been successful in Green Bay before Brett Favre?
Let's see.
Mark
Brunell,
Brunell was a great quarterback.
he was. I just don't trust lefties. I have an issue with lefties like Steve Young. He's great, but I don't really trust him. So you're saying the Mike McCarthy system
Mike
was
Holmgren.
what? Oh, Mike Holmgren. Okay.
Mike Holmgren was the coach for Brett Favre.
Right. Okay. Sorry about that. I switched last names. I'm distracted by some of the stuff you say, Jeff. So Mike Holmgren's system. Well, that could be a valid point. But what I just have to think about is it's almost sacrilege the way you hate on Brett Favre. The man that ended 29 years of desperation.
With the Vikings, then he goes on and ends his career with the Vikings. And then he has to apologize. And Ted Thompson, whatever happened there. And then all of a sudden he wants everybody, 50, 60, 70,000 fans to come to a game and stand for him. After, like your nephew said, he's exposed himself and he had to go to rehab. And yeah, he acted like a jerk in Green Bay all his career. And all of a sudden now everybody's supposed to get behind him because he's retired and we feel bad. Brett Favre, the biggest thing about him is he always wanted the spotlight, everything. And Aaron Rodgers, can you say that he likes the spotlight?
RELAX.
And there you
Relax.
go. And Aaron Rodgers there's no comparison when you look at quarterbacks compared to Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. And people that compare them and think that Favre is above him is the stats. Yes, I get it. The stats. Stats are all about longevity. That's how you get stats. Drew Brees, look at him down there. He's breaking every record. It's because he's been there longest. Yes, he plays well, and he's had some great teams, had some great receivers, but he would have done that with anybody if you stay healthy. I mean, it's just normal.
Oh man, you just made a bunch of Saints fans mad.
When they watch this over, they're going to sit there and they're going to go, you know what? We understand what he's trying to the point he's trying to make. And the point is that I believe that Mark Brunell at the same time would have went on to be a great quarterback in Green Bay in the Mike Holmgren system. And he could have put up the numbers like Favre. Favre got the chance. Favre I'll agree with you. Favre, tough as nails. But you better be tough as nails when you're out every night in Green Bay and you're doing what you're doing and everybody knows about it. Everybody's going to judge you. It's going to, it's only 100,000 people. Everybody knew what he was doing. Okay. So all of a sudden, if you don't perform on Sunday, guess what? That's going to be in the front paper. It's going to be the headlines. Brett Favre out last night on Main Street in Green Bay. Oh, you won't believe what he did last night. That was all going to start coming out. And his Vicodin use, everything. You think that this Vicodin use was just happening 2 months before it came out? That Vicodin use was happening since probably 92. Or it was probably happening since he had his car accident.
Mm-hmm.
He lost half his stomach. You know, that's probably what happened. I mean, I know that for a fact that the Vicodin use it had to start way before they're saying. It had to. Because I take a look at what I went through in 2014 in December and the use of hydrocodone. I mean, I've used hydrocodone for almost 6 years now. And I bet you, even though I don't use it every day, I bet you that in some ways I'm addicted. I would put money on it. As far as the reading of addiction, okay?
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the way we talk to each other. We're addicted to the drama.
Right. We're addicted, So I don't believe, so there you have Brett Favre, and his Vicodin. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, that's great. He threw up in a toilet and picked them back out so he could eat them again. That's a great story.
That's gross.
That's something that I want, my kids to hear.
You don't have any kids, Jeff. I mean, not that we know of.
And Spencer, he wasn't even born yet, so he doesn't even care about Brett Favre. You just said that.
So Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback.
Yeah, but what we were talking about is if somebody could come in with Mike Holmgren and play quarterback in that system and do as good, and I believe Mark Brunell was the guy who was on the Packers roster. Packers drafted him and sent him off to Jacksonville to play, and he had a great career in Jacksonville. And I believe in a 6-7 year period, Mark Brunell could have done wonders. And then after that, what's the guy? Oh, I can't believe I just lost his name. That was sitting in Green Bay on the bench and went to Seattle with Holmgren. We want the ball. We're going to score.
Hasselbeck.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah.
So Matt Hasselbeck played under Holmgren's system and looked like a star.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden you have Brunell for 7-8 years. Hasselbeck comes in, and then you have Hasselbeck. Holmgren might have never went to Seattle. Well,
I mean, geez, Jeff, you guys could have rattled off like 6 Super Bowls in a row.
Evidently, it's not about Super Bowls. Because look at Dallas. It's not about Super Bowls. It's about Jerry making money. And the Green Bay Packers, even in 29 years of not making the playoffs, except for twice, they still made money, and they put people in the seats. Now, everybody goes, oh, look at what Brett Favre built, Lambeau Field.
Yeah.
Boy, look at what he built.
Man, you just hate Brett Favre. Jeez.
And Ron Wolf. There's another guy, Ron Wolf. Everybody praises Ron Wolf. Okay? Look at his draft picks. Ron Wolf. Okay? I'd like you to sit down one night, Tracy. I know you don't like doing homework because you still haven't given me your best all Dallas team.
Well, but they came out with the 60, so they already did it for me, so it's cool.
And then I think it was over the weekend, your buddy Rick, he goes, the Packers haven't recovered since 2015 draft. I think it was Rick. It was somebody anyway that posted it.
Why are you picking on Rick?
Because they sit there and they look at these drafts. Okay, do you realize that the 2015 draft, okay? Do you think we're not recovered yet as the Green Bay Packer team? We haven't recovered yet? Do you realize that there's...
What are you doing over there, man?
There's 5 people right now, 4 people, that from that 2015 draft that are on the Packers roster, evidently we recovered from the 2015 draft because we got 4 people.
Okay.
There's probably more than that, but there's 4. We have.
So you're saying that you retained 4 from the draft in 2015?
Oh, this is where I'm going to play you a little bit. We have Preston Smith, who went in the second round, number 38. Zadarius Smith, who went 122, 4th round. We have Adrian Amos, the safety, who went 143. And we have Funches from where we picked up from. Where did he come from? Carolina? So he went number 41.
So those are your stars of that draft? Wow, I think I recognize one of those names.
So no, I'm just saying that's the players that we have.
And you consider that recovered?
That was free agents that we picked up from that 2015 draft. And the Smith brothers have helped us. And Amos has solidified the safety spot, which he would look good in Dallas. I mean, that's another guy Dallas could trade for and give us some players or at least some picks. And he would help. I mean, he'd probably put that defense over the top for you guys. And I think there's going to be a trade. Now, is it going to be for Aaron Rodgers? No. But there is going to be a trade in Dallas, and it's going to be for a defensive player. And it's going to happen because you can't win. McCarthy already knows this. You can't win with a shitty defense.
Hey, stop cursing.
You can't win. I mean, he had it here. Dom Capers
won a Super Bowl.
And look at that defense. All right. You had Woodson.
Even with a crappy defense, he won a Super Bowl, right?
Super Bowl. And why did he win that Super Bowl?
Because of Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. Go back and watch.
It's okay, though. But it's okay. I just want the 6th ring.
Okay.
I don't care how we get it.
And we'll see what happens with that.
Hey, so Jeff.
How's your kicker? What's going to be the kicker in Dallas?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Legatron, Greg Zuerlein, man.
All right. So,
dude, he's reunited with Fossil from the Rams. Dude,
Okay.
Zerline was injured last year, but that dude is automatic. He hasn't missed a field goal in all of training camp. Legatron.
Wow. All of training camp. That's a long time.
Legatron.
Let's get into a game now when it's on the line.
Legatron all the way.
All right.
And you know what? I don't know if you want to talk about this, but like we could hit on some of the 60 greatest Cowboys that they announced yesterday. But a snub, there was no kicker in the 60. And there was some pretty good kickers that Dallas had. Raphael Septien.
Raphael, at the end. What did he do? He did something.
Oh, he did some messed up stuff, but he was a raging Cajun.
Another Dallas guy. And a raging Cajun. And then, he did something wrong.
We have another raging Cajun kicker in Richie Cunningham, not from the Happy Days, but he was one of the legendary kickers of Cowboys lore. Chris Boniol, Mike Boniol's brother. Bones is a good buddy of mine. Okay. So there were some snubs, man, as far as kickers go. And I know people are like, really? You're talking about a kicker and the 60 greatest Dallas Cowboys of all time.
Where's your Dallas jersey? It's a long snapper jersey.
It's at the dry cleaners getting ready for JP Lattisaur, bro, number 91.
Do I think Dallas Cowboys have a very talented team? Yes.
But that's the thing. They always have every season. I'm so tired of hearing, oh, man, they're talented and us not doing anything with it.
Right.
And I just hope and we can debate on McCarthy and Kellen Moore and the secondary. I just want to see for one season the Cowboys live up to some expectations. That's all I want. I can argue with you all day and say, man, we got this. Deep down inside my Dallas Cowboys heart, I just want to see them live up to expectations one season. That's what I want. That's what I want this season to be. Hey, it's 2020. It sucks anyway. Why not? All bets are off. Right. And you know what? To all the people that were out there in May and June saying there won't be an NFL season. Hey, guess what? There will be Thursday. So shut up. We're not going to have an NFL season.
Hey, RELAX. Relax.
Okay. Hey, Jeff, do you want to go over these 60 greatest Cowboys? We don't have to go through all of them, but
I guess we'll go because you'll be able to pick now your best team, and instead of 2 months ago when I asked you to do it.
It wasn't 2 months ago.
All right, let's go. Let's start. Where are you going to start at?
So number 60 is Jim Jeffcoat.
Okay. All right.
And then 59, man, is Bill Bates. I love him.
Wow,
that's one of Donnie's buddies.
I think Bill Bates should have been up there a little bit further than that.
I think he should have, but he reminded me so much of Charlie Waters, and we'll get to Charlie Waters in a minute. But a funny story about Bill Bates, I read his book several years ago.
If Charlie Waters is way up there on the list, then that whoever put that list together is an idiot.
Oh, so you think that Bates should be higher?
Well, should be higher than Charlie.
Huh. Okay. That's fair.
I think Bates left everything on the field when he
did. There was a story about him in training camp when he was a rookie, and he was all the thing about Bill Bates. He never was guaranteed a roster spot. Every season he had to fight for it. Nothing was handed to that dude, and he was willing to play wherever they wanted. So in training camp, he has the opportunity to tackle Tony Dorsett, and he lights up Tony Dorsett. And man, Tony Dorsett was like, "Who do you think you are? I'm Dorsett." And Bates was like, "Bro, I'm just trying to make the team, man." Yeah. You know, so that's one of the stories. I just loved watching Bill Bates play.
58.
58 was Leon Lett.
Oh,
one of your boys. I'm 57, man. I'm not sold on this one.
58 have a little bit of trouble too.
He did. They all did.
Okay.
Sean Lee was at 57. He barely got in. I think if you base it on his early career, yes. But now those injuries are piling up. So
these lists, they should be what your whole career was, not the last couple.
Yeah.
Sean Lee was a great player for Dallas.
Yeah, he was.
And it's like they forget that just because he's had 2-3 years now of not so great. The guy's had how many concussions? 83? I mean, come on.
Well, it's helped prolong his career having Van Der Esch and Jalen
Right.
Smith back there. So he'll get some help. 56 is Jay Ratliff, going
Okay.
back to the 90s. And then 55 is Bob Bruning. You probably remember him lighting up the Packers days back in the day.
But okay.
Now, here's one. I'll be honest, and you'll probably love this. At number 54, your boy Dak Prescott. So Dak snuck. Is that the cops coming to get you? Is that your police escort to take you to the boat?
To the boat.
Nice.
Then I'm going to end up being late because you're still talking.
Well, we better wrap this up then. So 54 is your boy Dak Prescott. 53, Mark Tuinei.
Didn't he get in some trouble? Is he alive yet?
It was the 90s, man. It was crazy. Number 52 is Billy Joe Dupree. I loved him when I was a kid.
Joe. Yeah.
Yep. Now we're getting into some
Number
territory.
89.
Yeah.
Big Billy Joe.
Yep. We're getting into some territory that you're going to be quite familiar with. Centers for the Cowboys. At number 51 is Andre Gerard. No.
Oh.
51 is Andre Gerard.
They didn't pick Al Johnson at 51?
Hey, we're just at 50. We
should have put him at 52.
He might be somewhere else. He might be coming up. We don't know.
Okay. All right.
Pat Donovan is at 50. Does that ring a bell for you?
No.
Okay. You'll know this one, man. Blockbuster trade at number 49.
Herschel
Walker. Yeah.
The only reason why he made that list is because of that trade.
Probably, but he was a great player, man. That dude was so versatile, man.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see him playing at Georgia? At 48, we got Tony Hill. He was underrated as a receiver.
Good Stanford boy right there.
All right, this one's going to probably hurt you a little bit. At 47, Jethro Pugh. Come on now. Talk about him.
I like Jethro Pugh. I mean, he got pushed off the line better than anybody I've ever seen. I love Jethro Pugh.
All right, here we go with another center, Jeff. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
A center from Wisconsin. At number 46, Travis Frederick. Yep.
I'd like to. Is there more centers on the list?
There's going to be one more.
Okay. All right.
We got one more shot.
All right.
At 45, man, this guy, he was either too heavy for a safety or too light for a linebacker, but he could hit some people, and he's been made famous by the horse collar tackle, Roy Williams. At 45. He made that horse collar thing popular when he broke Terrell Owens' ankle in a Philly game.
Which I'm glad he did, but anyway.
Number 44, going back to your day, Calvin Hill.
Yep. Good ball player.
Yep. 43.
Grant Hill's dad, by the way.
Good bloodlines there.
Yep.
At 43, we got Moose Darrell Johnston.
There's a guy that probably had, made the most of every talent that he had.
Yep.
It probably wasn't, through the roof, but he accomplished everything on grit. Yep. I like that pick. He should maybe be a little bit higher.
Maybe so. This goes back to your day, Ralph Neely.
I remember the name, but what was he? Linebacker?
He was
defensive line. I don't know.
No, offensive line. Tackle, and guard.
All right.
He even returned kickoffs.
There you go.
At what point? At 41, here we're getting into some new blood, man. I don't know if you think this is right or he should have been higher. Ezekiel Elliott at 41. What do you think about that?
I think he should be higher.
Okay.
He's going to go down. I mean, I know everybody believes it. You guys should be, before you continue, you should be as mad as hell at Emmitt Smith like I am about Brett Favre wanting out. Okay, now I granted Emmitt Smith, left and he went and played. But Emmitt Smith, it was time to say, you know what? Retire as a Cowboy. I don't need to go to Arizona and play. I don't need to go anywhere else. I think that tarnishes a player when they do that.
Well, there's a lot of guys. Dorsett left and played for
I know.
Denver, and then they end up retiring as a Cowboy anyway. So it turns out that time in Arizona was a blip. But dude, if I'm Emmett, I sure as hell don't want to be playing with Chad Hutchinson as my quarterback and Quincy Cocaine Carter. No, nah,
Again,
man, I'm getting out.
cocaine in Dallas. That's a shock. All right,
It was weed, but you
go
got
ahead.
at number 40, Flozell the Hotel Adams.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a part of that band with your buddy?
No. He wasn't in that band.
Okay.
We have another center, Jeff.
Al Johnson.
At number 39, Mark Stepnoski.
All right. I think
one of the most undersized centers in the NFL. That man was only 6'2".
I know.
But he played.
Played well.
38, we got Leroy Glover.
Okay.
And here's one of my favorites, 37. I wanted to be him. Danny White, because he was a quarterback and a punter.
Danny White.
He just never had the chance, man.
There's a guy that never, he had some good players around him, had a good defense, but he could just never put it together.
Once the catch happened against the 49ers, man, that was the closest they got.
But, with him, Landry, boy, he hung on to him for a long time.
He did, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
36, a tight end back from the 90s, Jay Novacek.
Okay.
Good play. So we got another tight end coming, but Novacek, I thought he could have been a little bit higher, but at 35 is your boy Charlie Waters. That man could play every position.
He could. But I just think that Billy Bates was maybe he wasn't a better player, better athlete, but Billy Bates made most out of what he had. And I think he was a hitter. Charlie Waters, yeah, he was a great player, but all right, that's fine.
I had a Charlie Waters jersey back in the day. It was so cool. I loved it. At number 34, one of the greatest receivers to wear the number 88.
Pearson.
Nope. Dez
at 34. Wow.
Yeah. So you think a younger guy, that's kind of high, I would think, considering, he's been out of the league for a while. But he had the most receiving touchdowns in Cowboys history, more than Bob Hayes and Michael Irvin.
Wow. Okay.
So he kind of solidified himself as one of the greatest Cowboys receivers, which kind of caught me off guard, but, it's all good. At 33, Eric Big Cat Williams.
Okay.
And then 32, we have George Andre. That one kind of catches me up. That's kind of a surprise. But he was a member of the defense back in the 60s and 70s. He went to 5 straight Pro Bowls as a defensive end. So that one, I'm like, who? And I'm sure somebody like Rick is like, oh, I know George Andre, whatever.
He's part of that 60s when the Packers ran over him. Okay, go ahead.
I guess. 31, Nate Newton.
Okay.
Gotta love Nate. Number 30, John Nyland. Now, that was an offensive lineman.
With Nate Newton, I just thought he'd be higher.
Yeah, it could be. Well, Nyland is at
Never mind. He was high all the time. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you're right. John Nyland, man, he plowed. He opened the doors, opened the lanes for Dorsett back in the day. Yeah. And he was well, actually, that was pre-Dorsett. My bad. We're going back to the 70s. So he would be blocking for probably Harris or somebody. Jeez. Like Don Perkins. He's at 29.
Don Perkins.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
He scored a lot of touchdowns against the Packers.
Yep.
A lot of touchdowns against the Packers.
Ray Nitschke hit him and sent them to the sideline too a few times.
Tyron Smith, who's a current Cowboy, he's at 28. At 27, Ed Too Tall.
All right.
Jones.
Mr. Boxer.
You know him.
Yep.
Who was a great boxer. Yep.
Was.
That man looks like he could suit up and play now. He still looks good. At 26,
6'9".
Zach Martin.
Okay, that's a good. That's
Zach
good.
Martin at 26. Yep. At 25, Everson Walls, the man that, that pass went against him. He was trying to cover trying to cover Clark. And we all know that Montana was trying to throw it out the back of the end zone. And Dwight Clark just went up and grabbed it. So poor Everson Walls. At number 24, Dandy Don Meredith. You there? Did you fall asleep?
No, I'm Dandy Don. Turn off the lights.
The party's over. Yeah, and it was over in Green Bay, wasn't it?
Well, it was over for Dallas in Green Bay.
Yeah, I know. Sad. At number 38, Cornell Green. Remember him?
Safety?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we got 22, Neon Dion. Deion Sanders at 22.
How long did he play in Dallas?
Long enough to get a Super Bowl, buddy.
All right.
And then at 21, the pride of Wisconsin.
Al Johnson.
Tony Romo.
Oh, all right.
Romo, I mean, no rings to show for it, but he had some pretty solid stats, man. And I hate that. I think he's more popular now as an announcer.
He's getting paid.
He has 75 passing touchdowns out of 248. Those came in the fourth quarter, and that's more than Aikman and Staubach combined, which tells me they were behind a lot in those games.
All right.
So it's kind of a deceiving stat. At number
60 greatest players because of 60 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
That's at 41. Excuse me, not at 41. At number 20, we got Harvey Martin.
All right, that's a good pick.
And then I could tell that you're ready to get on the boat. So we just got a few more. We got at 19, the crazy man, Charles Haley. That man, something was wrong with him. He stabbed a teammate.
I know, but he got the Super Bowl rings. He could win.
He got him with Dallas and with the 49ers. You want to talk about the enemy?
That's right.
Now, here's a safety that could lay the wood. At 18, Darren Woodson.
Okay, yep.
Great safety. At 17, Chuck Howley.
Oh.
What's that?
I thought it was haha.
No. Yeah, it's haha. Dallas got the last laugh when they cut him. Chuck Howley is at 17.
Okay.
Part of that first
Super Bowl
the Cowboys won against the poor Miami Dolphins, 24-3.
What happened to the Dolphins after that?
Didn't they go 16-0 or something?
Okay, I was just making sure that you knew they weren't poor.
No, they're still holding on to that 16-0. Larry Zonka, man, I loved him. At number 16, Leroy Jordan.
Great linebacker.
He was a headhunter on defense.
Great linebacker.
And then let's see. We got another 88. But
Pearson.
Not the one you're thinking about. Drew Pearson, yes, sir.
All right.
Cliff Harris, another fine defensive back, I should say.
Defensive back.
One of those at 13, one of those players in that era that the Cowboys had no rings to show for, but was a pivotal part of the defense. DeMarcus Ware, he's at 13.
Yep.
And then here we go with a tight end. Once again, no rings to show for, but had the heart of a champion. Is our boy Jason Witten.
Came in the same year as number 5 on the list, Al Johnson.
Yes, you're correct.
Go ahead.
At number 11, Bob Hayes. Amazing athlete.
The fastest guys at that time.
Olympic athlete.
Yep.
And then let's see. At number 10, Rayfield Wright, offensive lineman. Now we're in the top 10, so we're in good territory. At number 9, your boy, Tony Dorsett.
I was a big fan of Tony Dorsett when he was at Pittsburgh. Big.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
When he went to Dallas, you were done with him?
I was pretty much done with him, yeah.
At number 8, another 88, the one and only 88, Michael Irvin, the playmaker.
Should be in jail.
Nope, he's fine. He's found Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
At number 7, Mel Renfro.
Good player.
Yeah, man.
Very good player.
Great cornerback, which I wish he could come back and play.
Did Forrest Gregg make the list?
Really? He
Herb
wouldn't be in the top 10. Come on,
Herb
man.
Adderley.
No. Number 6,
Herb Adderley.
Randy
Greg.
White.
Hey, I know.
Hey,
I like the man child. I like the man child there. I thought he was great.
number 6, Randy White. What about, why are you going back to Herb Adderley?
Herb Adderley and Forrest Gregg, they're the ones that helped them win that first Super Bowl.
Okay.
And where did he come from?
Let me guess, Green Bay.
Very good.
That was such a setup. Number 5, you want to talk about a mauler on the offensive line, Larry Allen.
Larry Allen.
That's number 5.
This offensive lineman ever to play the game.
Man, I saw some highlights of him and last night, and I forgot how dominant that dude was. At number 4, number 8, Troy Aikman.
Wow.
So
you would think that Troy Aikman would be 1 or 2. So Emmett's going to be number 1.
Okay, so that's you. So you're going to guess on the top 3. Guess on the last 3.
Let's go with the last 3. All right. Staubach.
Okay, where's he?
He's going to be at number 2.
Okay.
Emmett at number 1.
Okay.
And third will be, let me think here. Third. Maybe they put the coach, Tom Landry, there.
Now we're talking players.
Okay, they're not going to do that. All right.
So you're not going to guess?
I'm trying to think of another.
It's not Al Johnson.
Okay. You've already Randy White. Trying to think of what about I'm trying to think of somebody great.
All right. Well, I'll let you think a little bit.
All right.
3.
3. Go 3.
Emmett's
at 3.
Emmett's at 3.
Okay.
So
Staubach at 1 then.
Okay, and you don't have a guess at 2.
So number 2, I don't know who number 2 would. I'm going to know once you say it.
You're going to kick yourself right in the head. Yeah. Bob Lilly, Mr. Cowboy.
Yeah, I was trying to think of his name. I kept on coming up with Jordan.
Yeah.
With the last, but it was Bob Lilly.
Bob Lilly.
I knew that. And one is Staubach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Roger the Dodger, Captain America, Roger Staubach. So that's our 60.
The only thing I would change on that, I would go Lilly 4. Okay.
Okay.
And I would go Aikman 1, Staubach 2. That's what I would have done.
You gotta keep Staubach at 1. I mean, he's the iconic cowboy.
He is, but I think they're doing that just because of that stature. Aikman was the better quarterback.
Man, come on. Staubach could run. He was such a threat. He was like a dual threat quarterback before. Aikman couldn't run for crap.
How many Super Bowls did Roger have?
Yeah, I know.
How many?
So Roger had 2, and Aikman had 3. So
if you go by winning Super Bowls, Aikman should be number 1.
But you already said it's not about Super Bowls.
So where do you put Landry in your coaching?
I put him above our boy, Jimmy Johnson.
You put him above?
I do, because he's so iconic. Yeah, and I had to think about that a lot. Yes, Jimmy Johnson brought glory back to the Cowboys, but ultimately, Jimmy Johnson's a quitter because he couldn't deal with Jerry Jones' attitude. I don't like quitters.
I think Jerry Jones made sure he was quitting. That's what I think.
He definitely pushed him out.
So,
man, they were showing highlights watching this show last night of the 90s. Jerry has not aged well, man.
What was the Clappers' famous line was build the team you want to coach? Wasn't that his, or was that Jimmy?
I think that was Jimmy.
Was that Jimmy that said that?
I don't think Garrett had anything good to say about anything
other than
and in the process. Trust
the process.
I love when all he would say is, we're going to try to get better, play by play, practice by practice, game by game, rep by rep. We're just try to be a better team than we were yesterday. And I love how whenever they would ask him questions about conditions for a game, if it was going to rain, he's like, you know what? We got to play the same if it's on a parking lot or on the moon. I'm like, what does he come up with this stuff?
All right, so let's go to a couple of things over the weekend. Bucks, yes, my Bucks are down 3-1.
And Giannis is out, dude.
So
He may have played his last game with the Bucks.
no, he's going to play next year. His contract runs out in 21 after the season.
He's going to the Bulls.
He's not going to get traded now. Right now, he's not going to. He'll get traded maybe during the year if they can't get somebody. But I think, you know what? I think if they get beat here, I think Budenholzer's gone. I got a feeling he's going to be gone. I got a feeling, they put too much. Now all my friends that are Bucks fans are going to hate me. Middleton is not Scottie Pippen. Okay.
But don't you think that Giannis needs one of those role players? He can't do it by himself. We said that before.
He needs a Scottie Pippen. He needs a Scottie Pippen.
He rolled his ankle Friday night and they re-injured it.
I forget on Twitter who said something about Middleton's no Scottie Pippen, and Scottie Pippen actually responded and said, where do you get off by judging anybody? But it's true. I mean, yesterday, all of a sudden, Middleton takes over and he scores 36.
Yeah, 36.
36.
36.
But in the fourth quarter, if you look in the fourth quarter, they go, oh, Middleton kept us in. No, look in the fourth quarter. I think at one time he was 0 for 6 in the fourth quarter. If he'd have made half those shots, we'd have never went over to overtime.
It's funny. We talk about the media and how they spin stuff.
Right.
I was reading up, and the big thing was Middleton had 36 points, hits the 3 in overtime, and he had 30 in the second half with 9 of them in overtime. So reading that line, you're thinking, wow, he had a huge quarter or huge half.
Right.
In reality, he should have been shooting the lights out.
Exactly. And like I said, I think at one time in the fourth quarter, he was 0 for 6. So Middleton is not the guy. So they're going to have to build a different team here because.
So are you saying they're done? Do they come back in this series?
No, I don't. I told you before this series started, whoever wins this series wins the NBA trophy. And I truly believe that. I'll tell you what, as much as I hate that hero that plays for Miami.
Just because he transferred didn't play for Wisconsin?
Didn't play for Wisconsin. He's from Wisconsin.
Went to Kentucky to get a good coach.
Greenfield, Wisconsin, which is a suburb of basically Milwaukee. He's lights out. Those guys shoot the 3 better than they look like Golden State against the Bucks here in the first 3 games anyway. But I believe that Miami goes now. Everybody thinks that Giannis will go to Miami or Giannis will go to wherever Jason Kidd might go. Well, Giannis should stay as far away from Jason Kidd he should just stay because Jason Kidd is the one that messed up his outside shot, allowed that shot to continue. That form was ridiculous because that's the only thing that is horrible with Giannis's game. And that's why he needs a Middleton to score 30 points a game to help him out. And so they say, well, Giannis shot 20 times in game 3 or something like that. And Middleton did. Well, what did Middleton shoot? I think he had 13 shots. He was 1 for 13. He's got to do better than that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be that Scottie Pippen on that side. And it's funny how everybody looks at Scottie Pippen, but it's true. Michael Jordan was not winning until Scottie Pippen got there. And then it went crazy after Rodman got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when things really came together.
But that's when the Bulls started putting it all together. And so if they can unload Middleton and Bledsoe, I think, and get a legit player back, Giannis stays. I just think Giannis likes Milwaukee. I really believe he likes Milwaukee.
You think he'll try to get a quote-unquote hometown deal? I think he goes, man. I think he leaves. This is the last game. But he may have played his last game with the Bucks. I hate to say that because I'm going to have to trade in my jersey you gave me.
But after this season, okay, you got to take into effect, too, that big super-duper salary that they can offer, they actually can back that off this year because of what happened with the virus and everything. So he can play and get that super contract next year. And he could actually play even a year later and see what it's going to be like that next year. Now, of course, he rolls the dice at that point.
Yeah.
But now you think about it. And I know they all want to win championships, and he does. I get it. But if you're making $350 million and you're living in Milwaukee, I think you're going to be okay.
I think the thing that's going to hurt him is he needs a supporting cast. They're going to have to get someone around him. That's the only way he stays.
And that's what I think. That's what they'll try to do. So the Bucks, I think, it's going to be tough for them. But okay, maybe they win one more game, but Miami will close it out.
And I hate to say this, Jeff. I wanted some extra insight on my NBA picks because they're not looking good right now. So I asked my beautiful wife to pick these series coming up. And bad news, she picked the Heat. So don't hate her. That's just what she thought.
But going in, everybody thinks, oh, the bubble, they started playing bad with the bubble, the Bucks. Go back to the end of before the virus hit. I think it was the last 10 games, maybe 9 games, whatever. They weren't looking good. Something happened in those right before they took the break. Something happened. Either Budenholzer lost the team. Something's going on, okay? And you could see it before the virus hit that something happened. Now, whatever that is, I don't know what it is. But
we all know everything's crazy and people have had all this time off and it's the bubble with the NBA. But that's interesting that you say that. Something was kind of going down before. So if your boy Budenholzer, whatever his name is, if he goes, does Giannis stay?
I think so.
Okay.
I think there's a problem there. The only reason why I think there's a problem is because something that you brought up last week is when he was asked about his playing time, and he said, I do what the coach says.
Yeah, it was about guarding. He was guarding Jimmy Butler. So Giannis is the defensive player of the year.
Right. And I don't know. He said straight out, I do what the coach says.
And apparently they weren't guarding Butler. So,
but the thing is, though, Tracy, he did that as, okay, I'm gonna deflect this question.
Yeah, it's a deflection, it seems like.
All right. But it also might be the tail behind the scenes, that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's wondering why he's only playing 33 minutes a game. Now, yesterday, Middleton played, 47 minutes?
Well, he kind of had to.
Right. So, I don't know. If you're going to go down, and you're going down and you're down 3-0, you know what? It's time to play your guys. You're supposedly top guys. You got to play them 45 minutes.
That injury just came at a bad time for Giannis and for the Bucks. So,
and there's going to be speculation, but I don't think. Maybe I live in the dream world here because I want Giannis to stay in Milwaukee, but I don't believe he leaves Milwaukee. That's my opinion. So, baseball, real quick. Only about 4 games left, I think.
They're making a push.
And
are your Brewers done?
Right now, I think with the loss, but they're there. They're right on. Could go either way. The team that San Diego's fun to watch because they're hitting the ball.
Yeah, man. And I love the fact that they went back to those old uniforms.
Yeah.
That just takes me back to my childhood. And the Phillies are doing it too with the light blue and the burgundy. Man, that's so cool.
So, I like to watch them. The team I like to watch, and I watched yesterday against San Diego, is the Oakland Athletics. They get this Sean Murphy. I don't know if you watched. Did you see the replays at all yesterday?
No, I didn't catch him.
Tatis Jr. hit a bomb, and Sean Murphy, which I never heard his name. Well, I did know who he was. I shouldn't say that. But anyway, he got up there in the 7th inning after Tatis hits one, and he hit a bomb that, it was incredible to see somebody like that. But they get guys like this all the time, the Athletics. And they're killing it again. They're always there. Now, can they go far away into the playoffs? Who knows? But the Athletics are fun to watch. The Cubbies.
So
Our Cubbies, you know.
Yeah. So I guess the way they're doing it is the top 2 teams from each
Yeah, top 2
make
teams.
it, and then there's like play-in games.
Right. And then I mean Tampa's got put together a pretty good year too, you know, with everything. I mean,
So right now, American League, just going by standings,
right.
the Rays and Blue Jays, those are the top 2.
And Blue Jays are another team to watch that are fun to watch because of the young guys.
In the Central, we have White Sox and the Indians.
Yep.
And in the West, we talked about it, the Athletics and the
Houston.
Astros.
Yep.
The sign stealing
Right.
Astros.
Right.
And you wanted to jump to the Cubbies. So right now it's the Cubbies and Cardinals.
Right. And I think there's only, I forget what the games are between the Cardinals and Brewers,
but your Brewers, so you're 18 and 21 right now. You're 4 games back.
Right.
Now, you would technically, if you want to make it, so you're only 2.5 back.
Right.
Can y'all do it? Okay. It's not looking as bad as it was last week, Jeff, because weren't y'all in second to last place?
Haters caused, Josh Haters caused 2 losses. So they could have been, 20 and whatever, 20. And I mean, he caused 2 alone. And I don't know what's going on with that. But they got, their offense has to do better than what they've been doing. Okay, go. Anything else there?
So the NL East, you have the Braves and the Phillies. And then in the West, the Dodgers and Padres.
Dodgers are running. I think the Dodgers will win it all. I do believe the Dodgers will win it all. Yeah. And that's why I hope it's an asterisk season because I like the Dodgers as much as I like the Cowboys. So, so there you go. That's the sports, basically, what's going on. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to bring up about.
Jeff, don't miss your boat.
I know you got me really late.
Hey, but we got to talk about our Thursday special.
And we were supposed to have on the girl, and I've completely forgot about it.
Man, but it's good though. We talked a lot of sports, and we needed to do that. So
the Taylor Swift with the CDs and all that kind of stuff.
We'll get her on.
So we got it. We do got to talk about that, but
we got to push our Thursday special 1:00.
Thursday special 1:00. We're going to
NFL kickoff.
NFL kickoff. It's going to be all NFL.
And we're dedicating that show to all the haters that said there would not be a season.
There you go. That's what we're going to be doing. That's all coming up on Thursday. This Thursday, 1:00, as the NFL season starts on Thursday night. We're going to have a little pre-show for that.
We got the Chiefs,
NFL,
and the Texans.
Yes. So we get to see Watson against Mahomes, the 2 big high-paying quarterbacks.
That's the future of the NFL quarterback. I think the NFL's been trying to figure out how to have a running quarterback. And we're learning. We're figuring it out. These guys might be the ones to do it.
And I love the Texans because J.J. Watt, good old Wisconsin boy.
So, I hope he stays healthy. He's a good dude and is a great player, but injuries are kind of taking their toll. But we'll get into more of that Thursday. But Jeff, I don't want you to miss my boat. Your boat. And I got to cut the grass, dude. Maria is looking at me right now saying, you get out of that show and cut the freaking grass.
Where is she? Looking through the window?
She's right there looking through the window, staring at me. It's weird.
So that's all coming up on Thursday. And we'll also talk about, is the pregame for a Dallas game on Sunday? Is that crawdaddies and what? You put them all together with potatoes and the whole thing? What is it?
No, we're having a crawdaddy boil at Sullivan's.
Oh, okay.
All right. We're going to boil some crawdaddies with Rick and Donnie.
Well, bring your gun to Sullivan's, all right?
Man, you can't pack in that place. There's a sign that says you can't. I'm serious. That's no lie.
Great. Oh, boy. That's what you need.
Yeah, I'm going to have a great birthday dinner. Take my wife out somewhere fancy. We're going to go to Toots.
So that's going to be really good. Fancy. Are you going to have wings or what?
Heck yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's what you're having? All right.
I'm lying. I'm not taking her to Toots. I'm taking her to Hickory Falls. She loves the carrot cake there.
So anybody that wants a free dinner at Hickory Falls in Tennessee, head there tonight. Tracy will take care of the bill.
All the carrot cake you want.
All the carrot cake you want.
Luckily, we only have 2 people watching right now, so my odds are pretty good.
They'll start watching after. That's what happens. So hopefully they will hit the carrot cake. All right.
Yeah.
Say happy birthday once again to Maria, and I'll talk to you Thursday.
Have fun on the boat. Wear your life jacket.
I will. All right.
Okay, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.